Hello from OCEA. This is Bargaining 101, an introduction to negotiations and the bargaining process. In this training, we're going to go over a few things. One, what negotiations is and its role in the union, and how the process works and how you can get your coworkers involved. So here we go. First, what is bargaining? Collective bargaining is the process in which working people, through their unions, negotiate contracts with their employers to determine their terms of employment, including pay, benefits, hours, leave, job health and safety policies, and ways to balance work and family and more. And that's according to the AFL-CIO. Pay, benefits, leave, safety, family. Bargaining is where we talk about the most important things for us and our families. It's the most important thing that the union does. Understanding the process is essential to being a good workplace leader. Next, what do we bargain? We bargain our MOUs, or Memorandums of Understanding. In the public sector, our contracts are called MOUs. The MOU is where your terms and conditions of employment are. These terms include pay, hours, overtime, as well as your health care and leave. This is also the place where we have our appeal or grievance procedure and a myriad of other important items. The MOU is the guiding document for your union and a guiding document for you as a steward. The MOU is negotiated between the union and the employer, such as the county, court, city, or special district. For the union, a negotiations team is assembled. This team usually has the following participants: rank and file members. These are usually workplace leaders or elected union leaders, and professional OCEA staff. These people usually serve as the lead negotiator or spokesperson for the union. The union bargaining team represents the entire union membership, and the OCEA professional staff is there to lead the efforts on behalf of the members. The employer also has a team, and this team usually has members of a human resources staff, executive management, budget or finance personnel, and sometimes the city might have an attorney there to be the official spokesperson for the city. For the employer, the final decision is made by the elected decision makers in your jurisdiction. The employer bargaining team is receiving broad direction from the elected officials. Always remember that. Next, how is the MOU negotiated? When the previous MOU is about to expire, the union begins its research to begin negotiating the successor agreement. The first step is sending out a bargaining survey. Member involvement is the most important aspect of negotiations. With the survey, we get an idea of what issues are most important to the members. At this time, the union's also conducting research on a number of items related to negotiations. These items include looking at the wage comparisons of other jurisdictions, the cost of living here in Orange County, and looking at the relevant financial data for the jurisdiction that we're negotiating in. We also seek to understand the elected officials where negotiations is taking place. Politicians have a huge impact on the lives of public servants. Knowing the politicians in your area will also have a huge impact on negotiations. Let's go over the process. Now that we've told you how negotiations works, who's negotiating, now it's time to know how we go from survey and research to a final agreement. Usually the process goes like this. Each side gives an opening proposal or position. This is where we tell the other side what's important to us and what our opening proposals are. The other side will also present their position. As you can guess, we're usually pretty far apart when we begin. Over the next several meetings, the side will usually have some give and take, each side winning and each side losing on some items. Once each side has finished exchanging proposals, hopefully you can reach a tentative agreement. This is what is brought to the membership for ratification. In negotiations, both sides will win and both sides will lose. But if you're working with mutual respect, you can be proud of the result. Of course, sometimes negotiations is not so simple. And we'll talk about what happens if you can't reach an agreement in other trainings. Why is this process so important? As you can see, standing together for better wages, better health care, safety on the job is simply how we have watched out for one another over the years. So collective bargaining is one of the most important things that the union does. It's how we've been able to provide world-class public service and at the same time provide for our families. The negotiations process is a sacred one, and one that is successful when we leverage our best strength, our strength in numbers. Here are some ways members can help support what goes on at the negotiations table. Complete the bargaining survey. Read union updates, attend union meetings or other union activities, and volunteer to be a workplace leader, such as a steward. Bargaining is where we come together to fight for what we know is so important for us and our families. Knowing the bargaining process is a critical step in you being a better workplace leader. Thanks.